You are watching the Garden Corner Show, where we normally are a show where we're crazy passionate about everything gardening. I am sorry, I am J-Dog John Karstrom, and I'm out here with Mr. Dave, and Mr. Dave is just tucked right underneath cover to protect the expensive electronic equipment that we currently have, which is just a little home video camera. Inside scoop. Hey, I want to tell you about, now the rain is coming down and it is wet and a tad bit cold as well. As being out here, I can tell you. But now there's some of you, this last weekend we brought out our first 4-inch tomatoes. And just because we brought out the first 4-inch tomatoes doesn't mean that's really the best time to bring out 4-inch tomatoes. So why do we bring out 4-inch tomatoes, you are asking? Well, the reason is because there's a few of us that really want to be eating tomatoes as early as possible. Sometimes the issue is when we get to planting the tomatoes is that, well, it's late summer when we're really able to eat tomatoes, and the quicker we're able to eat them, the better. So I want to show you a trick on how you can plant a tomato and early, should I say, and maybe perhaps get it really growing strong so you may be able to harvest tomatoes earlier. So now I've got some very predictable tomatoes here. I have a Roma tomato, a yellow pear, and a early girl. Very standard tomatoes. Our selection really grows from here on out. We get those heirloom tomatoes too, which I really like. If you do by the way, total side note, if you do a small tomato, think of sun sugar tomato. That's really a nice, very sweet, small cherry tomato. It's just one I've got to mention right now. Here's an early girl. Pretend that you are planting the early girl. What happens is the frost is going to hit that and it is going to be miserable. You won't gain any ground planting it now. One way you can help protect it is to plant it, correct, and then surround it. And how you can surround it is with these. Now, originally they called walls of water, and there's companies, I think a company that still does, actually makes the walls of water. Now they're called, what was this called again, Mr. Dave?
Wall of water.
Yeah, I've always called it wall of water. I can't. It's called garden. Tuck it in or something like that. I forgot what it is. Essentially, it's a wall of water. It is a plastic material that goes around. They're made out of these columns that are glued together, and you fill these up with water. Let me show you very quickly how to do that. That fills up with water, and the whole reasoning is that when these, during the daylight hours, the water actually warms up and it keeps your tomato plant a tad bit, a bit warmer during the night time. Also, it protects it from the cold winds and just keeps it kind of in a greenhouse effect type of environment. So it cooks. I want to say your tomatoes get cooked, and with that warmth it really starts to grow. And this does, I must say, really makes a difference if you want a quick tomato. So it goes something like this. The trick on these, by the way, is to make sure that all the cells get filled up. Sometimes it's easy to miss a cell. Let me show you too also what happens when you get a threat of frost going. So hold on a second. Let me fill all of these up. And normally you would do this with a little spray gun, but since we are here, so I am just filling up all the So I've got a container full of water here. So now we put it around the tomato, and the tomato just sits in there and gets cooked really nice and cozy. Now, if we get a threat of frost or really gets cold, what we want to do is take a rubber band around this top and just make it a teepee. Sometimes you can even get by just tucking it in like that. And then when during the daytime, when it's nice and warm, you just open it back up. These really help your tomatoes grow. So this is just only if you want quicker, faster tomatoes. It comes in a 3-pack, by the way. You can certainly buy them individually. Anyway, I hope that is your helpful hint for the day. I hope it helps, but if you didn't even get a thing out of it, here's your quote. It is the best thing one can do when it is raining is to let it rain. Thank you very much, Henry Wadsworth Longfellow. That's the show for the day. Always live your passion.
You see me right out of the sunset on the color TV screen.